Hi everybody, I'm Inge from Tarot Wikipedia and welcome to this new season of free webinars. I love doing the free webinars. This is where I give free tarot readings. But what I want to achieve with these free webinars is for you guys to get the confidence to read for yourself. And I'm not talking about, those free readings you get online where you just click on cards or using apps or anything like that. Buy yourself a deck of cards and shuffle and cut and get really into your readings. Use your own energy when you shuffle. Now, usually I shuffle and I cut and all that, but with these cards, this is a giant Rider-Waite deck. I'm gonna just fan them out and I'm gonna pull cards for you guys. Now, at the moment, I'm in the middle of a move, so I live sort of halfway here, halfway there. I complete the move hopefully next week, and from then on in I'm going to start recording these webinars in nature, and we're going to do a lot of sort of blessing ceremonies and command prayers, and it's going to be a huge sort of focus on a shift and transformation. I'm going to write down affirmations you guys can do and things like that. It's going to be all about achieving more abundance, love, harmony, and spiritual sort of I guess feeling connected. The most important thing is to feel connected to yourself. If you don't feel connected to yourself, you might experience a lot of anxiety, nervousness, depression even, and not being grounded. Well, once you're connected to yourself, you're very, very grounded. But when you're not grounded, you feel like you're sort of all over the place. Put your hand on your heart, ask the Creator to ground you, connect you back to yourself, connect you to your soul, and you feel a lot better. I work with the energy of the Creator of all that is, because this is the energy that moves in all things. So when I do my readings, that is the energy I connect to. So when I interpret the cards, I interpret the cards with the whole idea that you can change your life, you can change your future even, you can change your beliefs, you can change your attitude, you can have mental shifts. And if you have some kind of block, then it's usually because there's something in your life that might be holding you back, but maybe it's serving you as well. So find out how something that is blocking you or holding you back in life, how that it's serving you. For example, let's say you are unable to, maybe you're unable to manifest a soulmate, for example. Find out how being single or being on your own kind of serves you. It can be a lot of reasons, and a lot of it has to do with fear of being hurt and fear of abandonment and things like that. Another thing is abundance. If you have a block manifesting abundance, find out how sort of your relationship with money and what you feel about money. Some people feel like if they have money, they're going to turn into someone else, someone they don't like, and maybe they don't even trust themselves with money. So you can see a lot of this actually in the cards when you start looking into the tarot. You can actually see a lot of your own thought patterns and thinking, and sometimes it can be like the aha moment you need to have a shift. So I got a lot of questions for this webinar. I will start with Mandy, and she asked, how can I bring more financial abundance into my life? So that's like a perfect question for what we just talked about. I want to pull some cards for you. Okay, Nine of Swords, so worrying about money. I'm going to read this card in combination with two other cards. Queen of Swords. Knight of Wands. So these are court cards, and two of them are swords, and swords is air, so money around air sometimes just blows away. And then you have Knight of Wands, so that is like being a bit impulsive as well. But you know what, if you want to have more abundance in your life, let's have a look at these cards. How can you attract more abundance? You know what? It almost looks like someone is asking you for money, or they want money from you, and maybe you feel like you should always give away your money because this is someone who feels a bit guilty or worries a lot, and I would say you need a bit of boundaries maybe around people, especially when it comes to giving away your money, and how easy maybe you feel like you should give away money, or when someone needs it, do you just give it away very easily, or do you feel guilty if you don't? I'm gonna use second deck, and I'm gonna do a full Celtic cross because I want to find out more. But you know what, when you get Nine of Swords and you're asking how you can achieve something, then it's always about how you feel about yourself. And if you have some kind of worthiness issue, then it's very often that when it comes to money that we end up either giving away too much or spending recklessly, or so it's your relationship basically with money. And also to know that what's in your bank account is not a representative. It doesn't represent how much worth you are. So sometimes people think if they don't have money, they're not worth anything. Well, you need to have some kind of like realization that money is just energy, and you are who you are, regardless how much money you got in the bank account. So that has to do with having like a non-resistant energy to money. If there's too much sort of like hang-ups, or even just like wanting something almost too much, then that can also block it as well. So we see now in the Celtic cross if it confirms so far what we got with just the 3 cards. At the bottom here is 9 of Pentacles, so that actually means someone who has a lot and who is actually quite a confident person. But you feel like you kind of hit rock bottom. This has a lot to do with your beliefs and how you're thinking, and something maybe that served you, some sort of like an attitude towards money maybe served a purpose, but maybe you've outgrown it now. And also I feel like you don't always know when you don't always know how much money you're gonna have in the future, because 8 of Swords often shows up when we're needing more security and we don't feel like we have a lot of security. Okay, Nine of Pentacles in the advice position, that means that you could actually change. It often shows up when it's about changing career, and 9 of Pentacles often speaks of being in a leadership position. So maybe it's time for you to go for a more high-paid career, and they say you qualify for that now. So there is, I feel like you definitely should go for a leadership management position in your job, and where you can go is actually the competition from where you're working now, okay? And also they're saying sometimes you can be a bleeding heart, meaning if you feel sad for someone, or if you feel like someone is hurting, then you could actually, you're kind of like an emotional spender, maybe you give to people too much, or even if you're not feeling great, maybe spending money is a way for you to feel better. But I really feel like you are meant to be in some kind of management role, leadership role that pays more than what you currently are owning, and that is what you could start applying for straight away. And I feel like that would be very successful for you very quickly. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, Adeline. I'm terrible sometimes at pronouncing names, sorry. Hi Inger. Do I have a future in the creative industry? If not, what is my purpose? Is there anything I can do to maximize my potential and achieve success sooner rather than later? Thank you very much. Let's find out. I'm going to fan out the cards again. I'm just going to shuffle them a little bit. So I'm going to do 3 cards. And if I feel like I need to do... Sometimes when you do 3 cards, you get kind of a little bit of an overview, but as you guys could see, the Celtic Cross, it just answers everything at such a much better level. Like, it just takes everything to the next level. In my tarot reading course, Master the Tarot card course, I do a master class. That's one right at the end. You actually get a master class in the Celtic Cross, because it really looks at every situation and how you can improve and things like that. Okay, now, have you got a future in the creative industry? We got 7 of Cups, and it's always a good idea to read cards in combination. 10 of Cups. And Ace of Swords. And you know what? That can actually speak of photography. I don't know if you've done photography, but that's what comes to me when I look at these cards, is photography. And I feel like that's where you have the right sets of, that's where you have the mindset to be very successful. It's in photography and image editing images, graphic design even, things like that. That's where I feel like you could be very, very successful in and that's a very creative industry. And Photoshop and things like that. So because in tarot, 7 of Cups often speaks of the internet actually, and using a computer and softwares and things like that. As you can see, there's a person. It looks like a person that's actually on the internet or looking. And when you get that and you're asking about, you have to interpret the cards in regards to the questions. When you think about a creative industry, then straight away there's someone who's on a computer working. 10 of Cups is like the picture perfect. That's what it represents. Something that's picture perfect. That's why I get photography. And here is someone editing photography, pictures, Photoshop. Ace of Swords is when you, because you asked about where you will be successful, where that's where I feel like you will have the eye for success. You will have the right mindset to be able to turn that into something very successful for yourself. So absolutely, I think you have what it takes to succeed in creative industries, and I feel like that's where you'll be very, very happy. Linda, I have just started an online business with someone and would like some insights on it, as well as my current business in marketing consulting. The online business is totally different and nice departure from my current business. Let's pull some cards how the new business will go. King of Cups. With 9 of Cups. With 5 of Wands. So what I feel like in this new business, that you're going to have to deal with people, and that is going to be both what is going to be the blessing and also the challenge. But when you get, obviously, King of Cups and 9 of Cups is really, really good. 5 of Wands is really good as well, but that's about making sure that everybody sort of gets along when it comes to business, and sort of managing maybe people in different situations, making sure that everybody sort of get what they need, and everybody get heard, everybody get listened to, everybody feels like, you know, they're valued and all that. So that is going to be kind of like part of it, and that's also where I feel like you're going to really be growing as well. I want to do the Celtic Cross on this one, but I feel like in this job you can really use a lot of different sides to your personality in the new business, and I feel like this is also where you will grow to your fullest potential. And the reason why I say that is because a king with a 9 often means 9, you know, is the highest number. King is the highest court card. It means rising to the top. It's about rising to your highest potential in life. And also Cups being where you feel really at home, where you feel like, you know, this is where you belong. Cups are your ups. And Wands are your Wands. So I feel like this is where you will always want to expand. Sometimes with the number 5, as in 5 of Wands, is where you feel a bit boxed in. And the reason for that is basically number 5. If you looked at the numbers in a grid, the 5 it's like the only number that is boxed in. So the 5 represents wanting more freedom. It's always looking for a way of freeing itself from the box that it's sort of been put in. So in this business, I feel like you also would want to expand on that. And I also feel like you like a challenge, and I think that you'd like to push yourself, and this is an opportunity for you to do something. I do feel like the business partnership is going to be very, very good. King of Cups, it's going to be a friendship between you, and you can see that also here in Two of Cups. At the moment, they're saying, you know, it's what I said here, feeling a bit, Five of Wands, feeling a bit boxed in and wanting to expand, but they're saying at the moment, just observe at the moment and see, because the way you're moving forward, the timing is going to be important, okay? And it has a lot to do with just the legality of it. It could be just like a contract that you need to, you know, you need to look after all the sort of the paperwork around the business, they're saying, and to do that first and make sure that that's done correctly. That's your business partner. Your business partner is showing up as King of Cups, and you got Page of Swords as a final outcome, and you also got two pages, and two pages speaks of enthusiasm. So I think that you two are you're on the same vibration when it comes to the, you know, you're both very enthusiastic, and I feel like that enthusiasm is going to be incredibly important. And the way you communicate and share your ideas and things like that. And I also feel like I do feel like there is a very strong soul connection here, because it actually shows up in the cards, that you are definitely, this is sort of like there's a lot of destiny around what you're doing, and I feel like this is what you were kind of born to do. Page of Swords, when it comes to something that you're doing either in career or in business, it is actually the best card you can get, because it speaks of this is where you really will use your talents. But you might not get all the rewards for it. This is just where you are, this is what you're most natural at. And sometimes when you have all these natural abilities, you know, it makes it look easy, and people kind of can sometimes take that for granted, and they're saying that's just kind of part of it as well. It's not really about the glory, it's just about doing something that kind of stimulates your mind and also gets you excited, and it's like the enthusiasm and the passion is actually what is most important. And I feel like definitely this is kind of what you were born to do, and I feel like you will be very satisfied, but I also feel like you would want to challenge yourself and you want to push, and maybe your business partner, it's not gonna, it's the way you move forward and expand that might be where you differ. However, I do feel like this is a very good business partnership. That's definitely what I think, and there's also going to be a strong friendship there. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay. Okay, here's someone who wants to know about a card combination. The Sun upright, the World upright, and the Empress reversed. So when you get all major arcana cards, and that is about, obviously there's a lot of energy, but there's a lot of flow. So it's basically the major arcana cards show up and you're meant to be somewhere doing something, and it's often something different from what you currently are doing. So it's like life is sort of taking you towards something, and that's what you need to kind of go with the flow, because you're meant to achieve something, but to achieve it you need to be where you're gonna end up being. So it's almost like suddenly you find yourself in a new country with new friends, in a new job, you know what I mean, or in a new relationship, and it's like everything that happened before that was just energy, it was just flow getting you towards where you were meant to be. So when you get the Sun and the World next to each other, and that can actually speak of you being pushed out into the world in a much bigger way. And the Empress reverse can mean that you might be not confident or not feeling ready for that. And also it can be that maybe you're neglecting yourself a little bit in the process, because the Empress reverse shows up when we're not being as loving towards ourselves as we could be. So I'm gonna have a look more into this. I'm gonna use the full Celtic cross for you, and the bottom card is 6 of Wands, so this has to do with you succeeding in your career, I would say. And just like the Empress was reversed, the 9 of Swords here, it says basically you're not feeling ready. However, that's just like your mind is kind of like, you're not loving yourself as much as you could, basically. And your mind is kind of putting up roadblocks for you that doesn't have to be there. You don't feel ready, basically. That's 4 of Wands. What the cards are saying here as well, the world, you're meant to be out there in the world and possibly somewhere else from where you are currently. This has to do with your life purpose. This is in a childhood position, actually. So there's something you were born with, some kind of gift, a skill, something that you knew from a very early age that this is something that's going to be a huge part of your life. And now you have mastered this skill. Get Justice here. And and the High Priestess. So you get, in numerology, you have 2, 2, and 2. When you get a lot of 2s, that's all about how we're focusing our mind on what we love to do, and also who we love as well. Now I'm laying out the cards, and when I see something significant, not all the cards are equally significant in a layout, but when you get double 9, so 9 of Cups with 9 of Swords, that means there's something in your childhood, there's something in your past that's very important, and here's the Judgment card. So there's something you were born with some kind of ability, and you're meant to take that out into the world in a sort of, on a larger scale, I'd say. And you're meant to do what you love, where you feel at home. Now, what didn't show up here? Get a lot of 2s, get a lot of, well, we got Cups, we got a lot of Cups, we did get Cups, however, there are no court cards here. And when there's no court cards, it's almost like the right people aren't there yet. So at the moment, you're going to be, the life is taking you in a direction to connect you to your soulmate and your soul family. So the most significant people. And you get Destiny here in others' positions. It's like your soul family. Yeah. So I feel like this is going to be about you meeting with your soul family, and through that connection you're going to fulfill a huge part of your life purpose, actually. And there might be more education as well in your future, because I feel like with the High Priestess, learning and studying and upskilling and all that is going to be really, really important. So next question, I'm gonna do this one. So sometimes when people write questions in, they write in a lot of questions in one. So whatever is going on in your life, they might be connected. And it's almost like sometimes if it rains, it pours, and it just feels like one thing happens, and then it just kind of is like a domino effect of, events that can really throw you off your balance. And when that happens, it's very important that you don't lose sight of the big picture. Here's one example here. This is from D. I'm unemployed, I can't find a job, my money will run out soon. So that's already a big issue there. I only want part-time work because of my health. I need to know when I will find work. Everything is wrong. I tried to get a restraining order against a cousin that didn't go well, and I'm wondering if I will win on appeal or if I'm wasting my time. Most importantly, I was working on a huge art project that would have made me rich, but I had to fire my artist, and I'm very depressed because I thought it was my divine purpose. I'm wondering, should I scrap it or I will find another artist and will it be successful? Now let's find out about that. Let's find out if you should scrap it or if you should find another artist and continue. I'm going to start with the 3 cards. And when I say focus on the big picture, that's exactly what I mean. Focus on, focus on what is actually going to bring you what you want in your life. This is my fortune telling cup. Yes, I have that as well. Focus on what it is that you're actually trying to do. So for you, Dee, you want financial security for yourself, and that I feel will also help you with your health as well, because when we have a lot of financial stress, that can actually make us feel sick as well. Page of Cups. This is about your art project. Page of Pentacles. So with Eight of Cups, it's always about our divine purpose. It's all about fulfilling yourself. So I definitely don't think you should scrap it. I think you should find another artist. But I'm going to do the Celtic Cross and find out more information. They just say basically you're in control of this situation, and there are people that are waiting for you to tell them what to do. So there must already be an artist there ready, just waiting for you to say, to give the green light basically. But we're going to get a lot more information now from the Celtic Cross. So sometimes when you get two of wands, it's about adjusting ourselves. So maybe something didn't work out and we need to maybe change our plans or adjust. But it's about, you're basically someone standing on a rooftop holding the world in their hands. It's like, you can absolutely do this. Don't lose faith in yourself. King of Wands is you in this situation. I feel like there's too much passion and desire in this for you to give up on it. But you need the right people around you, and you need to. And Three of Cups can also mean when people might. It's almost like whoever you're around maybe are holding you back a little bit, and maybe you just need to focus now on what you're doing, not so much on a social group or a friend group who might not be as supportive as what they could be. They're telling you to, Ace of Swords basically means to just cut through any type of confusion, any type of, listening to other people, giving you their opinion, and then maybe following their opinion rather than your opinion, and then it just gets confusing. So I feel like this is something that you're going to do because this is part of your renewal process. This is sort of in the past, but they're telling you, you can do this. You have what it takes to succeed, because Ten of Swords, that is sort of gone, and it's like you have had a renewal. You have had some kind of awakening and realization. So all you have to do now is to focus on yourself, and you have the right thoughts and ideas to make this a success. Seven of Wands is when we kind of have to defend ourselves. So this can actually have a little bit to do with your cousin. I think you should follow through on the restraining order, only because this card is showing up. It says to defend yourself a bit, and just to be on the safe side, you're not wasting your time appealing that court decision. Ace of Wands, they're saying go for it, and this has to do with the art project. So with the Celtic Cross, you get several questions answered. That's why I love the Celtic Cross. You get the Fool. Here is you, and that means that you have the energy, you have the ambition, you have the enthusiasm to do this, and also you have the spirituality to do it. You have creators' support, and you can do this. Again, there is someone around you that doesn't really believe in what you're doing or seeing it or understanding it, but they're saying to just, at this moment, that if they don't understand it, you have to follow through with your vision and your idea. Now you have double 7 now, and 7s always tell you to go to card position 3 because that's the answer from the above. So it's like this, 7 is a spiritual number, and there's a message from your guides, your angels, your ancestors. They're saying you need to do what is right for you. The final outcome here is 5 of Swords. So that means that when you get 5 of Swords, that means that there's going to be a situation that will almost be like it will defeat you almost. And when it shows up, it can mean that now the way you're going about things now, you need to change it for it to be successful. And I feel like a negative card here, you always have to look at what is the obstacle. And it is, it could be gossip, it could be rumors, it could be someone kind of like trying to ruin for you or blocking you and things like that. So, and that could be jealousy actually. It could be someone that wants to, they basically don't believe in what you're doing. So what you need to do, you need to attract in someone who believes in your vision, and then you need to change who you're around. Because it's almost like the people that you're around are not going to be good for you. And do 2 more cards, and I got 9 of Pentacles with the Emperor. Okay, so I feel like you're gonna have some kind of cut with people, and you're gonna attract in new people, a new environment, and that is going to be important because double 5, so you get 5 and 5. That basically means that you feel trapped, basically. And you're waiting for some kind of door to open so you can go in and have a new kind of experience, a new life. And at the moment, it's almost like that door hasn't opened yet, and you're waiting for that door to open. But sometimes you have to be the one that goes and knocks on the doors. I feel like you have to actively seek someone out that can come in and help you, because to do it on your own, the way things are going now and with the people around you currently, it could just be a little bit too difficult. However, you get 2 aces with a king. That means that I feel like it will be successful. You just have to be very careful with the people that you are involved with. That's what I feel. To be very careful with the people you're involved with. Yeah. And what I do in situations like this, when I am doubtful if people are going to be good for me or bad for me, or if they're holding me back, or if I maybe made a wrong decision and I let someone close that shouldn't be, it's that I ask the creator to show me the truth about that person or the people and who I can trust. And something will always happen that will make it really obvious to you who it is that you can trust. And you can also ask the creator to make it obvious who you should bring in as a new person, because I feel like on a long term, this would be successful. On a short term, I think it can be difficult. And that is just because I feel like you need more support around you at the moment. I feel like you are supported. I just feel like you need someone to believe in it the way you believe in it and who shares your vision. That's what I feel. Let's find out when you will find part-time work. And by the way, when you manifest and use the creator, you can change your timing of events. So this is about how you're going now. Okay, let's have a look. When will you find part-time work? Well, you definitely are working in the future. This is a month to month for the next year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then it's for the year. So whatever you get 9 of wands for the year, so whatever they throw at you now, you can handle it. But it's going to be a few ups and downs, they're saying. Now there could be an opportunity next month period for work, because here I do see you actually having more security. You get 4 of Pentacles with Page of Wands. And there's more good news here in the next month where you get where you get more rest, and I feel like your energy is coming back as well. There is some conflicts coming in the following months then, because you get 5 of Wands with City of Swords. So what I would do then, just don't get so involved in conflicts. Just disengage in conflict. King of Cups with the Star. This is where I feel like your art project will start taking off again. You get 10 of Cups with the Moon. So this is where I feel like, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5 months time, where I feel like this has to do with that art project, and that starts to take off. Then you get Page of Cups with the Sun. So I feel like in 5 months time, and then in the next 3 months from then, is when the art project is really taking off. And I also feel there's a lot of love for you, there's a lot of love in your life then. There's a lot of work, and you are also loving what you're doing. And they're saying you just also have to look after your health and make sure that you get rest and not overdoing it. But I do feel like this would be successful for you. However, it's like you're using so much of your energy that you forget to rest, and that will affect your health. So these are all minor arcana cards. You got 9 of Wands with 10 of Swords. So what they're saying is minor arcana cards is things that it's easy for you to change if you are aware of what you're doing. So I feel like, especially from here on in, it's almost like you're working really hard to make someone happy. 10 of Wands with 2 of Cups, they're just saying you need to have some kind of balance in your life. And that balance seems to be a bit off here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in 10 months time, it's almost like then it's almost like you are giving too much of yourself, and it's like you're exhausting yourself in the process, and you're using a lot of energy, and it's almost like using a lot of energy to keep someone else happy. Now is the time for you to go after a part-time job, because I do think you're going to get it. And I also feel like in 5 months time, the art project will take off. And I feel like it almost going to be like a snowball of more work, but it's like meaningful work for you. And they're saying just to look after your health in the process. I feel like you are someone who, the message I'm getting for you is to look at your life from the big picture. What is your purpose? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And go after that wholeheartedly. And know that you are loved, and know that you are cared for. Because I feel like there is, I feel like you have spiritual gifts, and if you do connect to the Creator will help you to restore balance in your life. And with balance, I feel like your health will also very much improve. Okay, so any more questions? Okay, Marie. I had this old flame that seemed to play around but not divulge much of himself, but always stayed on my mind. Years later, I am now working with him through different affiliated companies, and learned as I thought that he has kids, but he seems to do a lot to help me. I am now married with kids too, and cannot understand if the feeling is real or is he a cheater. Okay. Let's find out about this person. I'm going to fan out the cards and actually pull 3 cards, what you should be doing. The best thing I can recommend for relationship is to learn numerology and do the numbers, because if you know your life path number and you know the life path number, you can sometimes see straight away if it's just chemistry or if it is a real connection. And in numerology, especially in your birth date, there's 3 main sort of numbers, and it's the day you're born, your attitude number, and your life path number. And you can compare that to the person. You can see, is this just chemistry or is it a real connection? Sometimes it is a real connection, but sometimes it's just that we have great chemistry, but it's not someone that we're compatible with long term. Okay, so straight away I got Five of Pentacles. And when it comes to relationships, sometimes if we don't feel loved and appreciated in our relationships, it's very easy for us to think that we'll be happier somewhere else, or that the grass is greener, somewhere else. But I feel like in this case, you need to. I want to pull some more cards and read them in combination. But straight away, this feels like when you become happy with yourself and you get your confidence, then you won't really be interested in this person, I don't think. I think this is for you. I think you're kind of seeking out this person as a way of kind of getting some kind of validation for yourself. But I feel like if you did that, you wouldn't be really happy. I feel like you would this person, you would always be, you never really have the peace that you're after. So what I can only suggest to you is that you seek out a way of finding out who you are, connect with yourself and get your confidence up, because almost like you have been something happened and really hurt your confidence, or maybe you just don't feel good enough, or there's something there that's kind of hurt you and you're kind of wanting someone to see you, but this person, it's not gonna come through this person. I feel like you need to work on yourself, or you could make a big mistake, because this person, I just feel like what you want to achieve it would just end up being a huge disappointment, and I think that you'd live to regret it if you did. I want to do the Celtic cross and see what else goes. We want to do tarot with transformation. I want to look at the childhood position, because when I get the Five of Pentacles, sometimes that someone's had their esteem hurt or something's happened and maybe they don't feel good about themselves, and you can often see the reason why in the Celtic cross. And interestingly enough, the bottom card here is also Five of Pentacles. So that means that the motivation behind why you're thinking the way you're doing at the moment is the lack of confidence and self-esteem within yourself. But that is something that you can change. Temperance. So it could be that you're feeling that you need more excitement in your life, that you want more of, maybe you have achieved some kind of equilibrium and you just want something new, something else. King of Swords is here crossing. So it can be that maybe you're feeling that you're not being understood, you're not being seen, and you're not being maybe validated the way you feel like you need. Because this is a kind of a bit of a cold card. Maybe what you are seeking is more of an emotional connection. King of Pentacles. So they're saying you need security. You need security in your life, and I feel like that security is with someone who's very, very stable, someone who you know really, really well. And here is the childhood position, and as I suspected, there has been some kind of hurt in your childhood. Something really hurt you as a child, and on some level you didn't recover completely from it, and it's still in your heart today. And that is why you're having this desire to seek some kind of fulfillment in another relationship. But they're saying this is something you need to heal within, and once you have, I don't think you even would think about this other person. This is about you healing your heart from your childhood. It could be a betrayal actually that happened to you as a child, and it really hurt your self-esteem. So this is something you need to heal. This is something you need to think about, and what you can do, you can ask the Creator to take away the pain and take away the trauma and make you feel whole and complete again. And you can do it these prayers. Sometimes we are so overwhelmed by the way we're feeling, and maybe we felt that way for so long we don't even know that that's how we even feel anymore. But our actions are telling us often what is wrong with us on a sort of a subconscious level. So you can ask the Creator to take away that pain and the hurt that is stopping you from feeling confident within yourself. And I have done this many, many times, and every time I've had a shift, a huge shift. So please, when you do this, know that it works, and you will also have the shifts. You don't have to be a religious person to do this. This is not about Christianity or anything like that. This is the creator of all that is. This is the energy that moves in all things. This is what gives everything life and light. So when you work with this energy, it's pure love energy, and it can heal you and change things for you in an instant. So when it comes to hurt, betrayal, trauma, it can, on a cellular level, actually change you. And you will have a major shift. If you feel afraid of this shift, ask how it's serving you to stay the same. And it could be that you're just so used to it that that's not the new normal. But open your mind to have some kind of revelation, and you will have a much better relationship with yourself, and that will improve all of your relationships. I feel like you're going to be around some really good people in your life, and that's what you need. Good, supportive people. And I feel like, I'm just laying out the cards here. This is you. You got 9 of Cups. And then there is someone in your environment, could be like a spouse or a future spouse. You get 9 of Wands. So that means there's someone going to be around you that makes you excited about life. 8 of Swords is surprise position. That's where we are completely confused. So this person that you're asking about could come in and be a very confusing. And Swords relates very well to Swords here. It could be someone who is confusing you, who's not really. You just don't know where you stand. And with 4 of Cups as well, it's not an emotional, satisfying experience. However, I feel like what you need is someone that you know really well, who you respect, and who you can trust, who is also fun and exciting. But I feel like that person you're asking about is a bit detached, is a bit cold. It's not really what you need in your life. But I also strongly feel that you feel a bit boxed in, and I feel like there's a door opening in your environment, and it's going to most likely happen with someone coming into your life that will bring in a new energy into your life. It makes things more exciting. And I also feel like you need to learn how to trust in your own self more, and that it's okay for you to have clarity around relationships. So I feel like the moment you've been very, very confused, but it has got to do with this childhood thing. So this is what you need to meditate on and ask the creator to heal this for you, and you'll have so much more clarity and light in your life, and no one will be able to manipulate you in personal relationships. And also, you know what, when you're married with kids, and this card is showing up, 9 of Wands, then that is often your spouse as well. So 9 of Wands can mean that someone wants also more time with you and wants to get more of your attention. So their cards are also saying, like I said, the Celtic Cross can answer many questions at once. You need to kind of give time to the right person and give your attention to the right person. And this person here, you need to see this person and get to know this person, which is like your husband. So don't be afraid to invest in your relationships, and you'll get so much more out of it. King of Pentacles means that there's a lot of security, abundance in your life, and you can have a very fulfilling life once you healed whatever it is that's causing you pain. But it's old pain, and it's from childhood, no doubt about that. So yes, sometimes life can seem like we're not getting what we need or what we want, but if you're brave enough and we look within, we actually often find out that we have exactly what we want, and we don't even know that we have it. And that is the beauty of tarot, is that it can make you aware of where you're about to maybe make a misstep or steer off course, and it can actually take you back on the right path again. Let's have a look at more questions. I'm just okay, Shadna Divine. I don't know if that's how you say your name. But like I said before, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So sorry about that, guys. I have been stumped when it comes to choosing a career that will make me truly happy. So my question is, what type of career profession will make me the happiest and allow me to reach my full potential in this lifetime? Let's have a look. Okay, Page of Swords is in the situation position, and Page of Swords, like I said before, it's the best card you can ever get in career. It means that you're almost born with a talent and a skill. Everything comes natural to you, and that can also be kind of it's like a double-edged sword as well. Like everything is easy, that's great, but maybe sometimes you feel a bit, you need more challenges as well. And I feel like now you get Knight of Pentacles sort of in the block position. That means that when things get into a routine, that's when you get bored. And it's because you're so smart and so clever that you need a career where you can sort of be stimulated all the time. And if it's too much of a routine, you're just kind of not interested. Page of Pentacles is in the advice position. I'm going to read that in combination with some other cards. Queen of Cups is in the past. So at the moment, it's leaning very much towards communication. You got the Hangman there, so that's you kind of wondering what to do, reassessing, re-examining. And you get another 3 here, 3 of Swords. So when you get you get 3, and you got 2 pages, that speaks of communication and problem solving, and mental stimulation being what you need in a career. You get 8 of Wands. This is sort of in you. 8 of Cups in either spouse or future spouse position. 7 of Cups is in the surprise position. And then you get a 7 of Swords. So you got 2 7s. Now, I don't know if you have a degree in marketing, but I feel very much marketing is where you'd be very, very, happy. Copywriting, marketing, sales. That is where I feel like you would shine. 2 7s is, like I said, double 7 is telling you, look at this card. This is the most important card. And sometimes Page of Pentacles, and that's why I wanted to lay out all the cards, because then I know what it means, basically, because I can read it in combination. You might have to study something for this. It will come natural to you, but you might need some kind of qualification behind it to get into what you need to do. But I 100% feel like with these cards here showing up, it's marketing, and it could be online marketing, niche marketing, for example. I think you're very clever with words. Queen of Cups is in the childhood position. It means that you are clever when it comes to using your intuition, using words. This is someone who's a storyteller. Now, if you work in marketing, you can have your own business. You can work for companies. You can change companies a lot. You don't have to work for the same company. And you can, be very much, your own kind of like boss. And I feel like that would really suit you a lot. And also, I feel like when you get double 8 often speaks of there being maybe some financial lessons in your life. And maybe you don't really always like to take advice from others well. So marketing, I feel, is where you can be a genius and you can really excel, and there's not going to be any limitations to what you can achieve. So that is my answer to you. Is there any other questions here? Yeah, there has been a lot of questions sent in to me. I'm gonna do a synchronicity reading from everyone who's been watching today. Now, please understand that when it comes to tarot, it's meant to be a tool for self-empowering. If you're doing the tarot and you feel like it's taking away your power and you feel like you're getting drained, or just put them aside for a bit and wait until you are kind of a bit more grounded and a bit more of a better place, and ask the cards through the creator or ask the creator to answer you through the cards what you can do to make your life better and make so that tarot becomes a tool for you to have transformation. So now I'm going to pull a card for everybody who has been watching. So this is like a synchronicity reading. Okay. Justice. Okay. Justice says basically to look at your own actions in a way that you can see how your action is creating a certain situation in your life. So if something is not working for you, if you feel like you have too much conflict, or you have people don't really understand you, or if you feel like you have some kind of obstacle in your life, to just look at how you might have contributed to that through maybe you have thought that you made something clear, but it wasn't clear. Maybe you thought that you were on the right path, and then you found out that maybe this was not really for you, or maybe you were kind of not ready for something that happened in your life and you wanted to kind of pull out of it or whatever. They're just saying, Justice card is just there to tell you that you have had some kind of input into your life through your actions and words and thoughts as well. Sometimes it's your thoughts that creates an emotional response, that creates some kind of action. So to be really, really careful when you get into that sort of mindset of where you feel like maybe you're a victim, or maybe you feel like no one understands you, and maybe you feel like there has been no justice and fairness in your life, because that kind of mental attitude can only really hold you back. And once you realize that you actually have a lot of talents and skills, and you have so many gifts and so much to give the world, you kind of change that mental attitude towards not so much what you can what people have sort of maybe done to you, or what might have happened to you, but maybe more what you can have and achieve in the future. And it makes it so much easier to get up in the morning and start the day, because then you have meaning and purpose in your life. So the card just wants you to find that center within where you are whole and complete, and you are out there living your life to the fullest every day. Okay? Next webinar will be following week, and I'm going to try and find a beautiful spot in nature. I have lost my voice. This is a creator telling me to stop talking so much. I'm sending you all out lots of love and blessings for you this week. And this is a card that speaks only to people who, the reason we got this card is because this card shows up when you have not reached your fullest potential yet, but it's there to say you can have so much more and so much better once you realize it is possible, and that you realize that you are more than what you have thought you were. It's almost like that realization of how much you can accomplish, and through that comes a lot of motivation. And that is what the creator wants you to know, so that when you go out there in the world, you know that you have a purpose, you are here for a reason, and that you know what that reason is. So I'm going to send out a prayer to everyone that you will know 100% for sure what is your purpose and meaning in life, and that you can live to your fullest potential with meaning, love, and purpose every day, with joy and happiness and fulfillment. Okay, that was it for me. Bye.